Yellow leaves overwatering is the trap that fools almost everyone. The leaves go yellow, so your hand reaches for the watering can. Stop. What if the yellow is not thirst at all? What if every drink you give is pushing it closer to the grave? Yellow leaves are the great misdiagnosis of gardening. The honest first move is not the can, it is your finger in the soil. I am Michal. Today, how to water plants when the leaf lies. Tells you what? Let us start with why this trips up almost everyone, beginners and old hands alike. Here is the cruel trick of it. A plant that is bone dry and a plant that is drowning can look exactly the same. Both droop, both go pale and yellow, both look to the worried eye like they are gasping for a drink. So you look at the sad, yellow, wilting leaves, and your instinct fills in the rest. It must want water. It is the most natural conclusion in the world, and it is wrong about half the time. The problem is that the leaf is a symptom, not a diagnosis. It is the warning light on the dashboard. It tells you there is a fault. It does not tell you which fault. And if you treat every warning light as if it means empty tank, you will happily pour fuel into a plant that is actually flooded. That is the whole trap in one sentence. You cannot tell drought from drowning by staring at the leaf. You have to go to the soil. So before we do anything else, we have to break the belief that yellow always means dry. So here is the myth, stated plainly. Yellow leaves mean the plant is thirsty. And here is the truth that surprises people. One of the most common causes of yellowing is the exact opposite, too much water. Let me explain why. Because once you understand it, you will never make the mistake again. Roots do not just drink water, they also need to breathe. There is air in healthy soil in the little gaps between the crumbs, and roots take oxygen from it. When soil stays soaking wet for long spells, those air gaps fill with water, and the roots are starved of oxygen. Slowly they begin to rot. And here is the sting in the tail. A rotting root cannot take up water anymore. So the plant, sitting in a pot full of water, actually starts to show signs of drought. Pale, yellow, wilting leaves. It looks thirsty. Every instinct in your body says, water it. And every time you do, you top up the very flood that is killing it. That is why overwatering is so deadly. It disguises itself as thirst, and then it recruits you to help. Break that one belief and you have learned the most valuable lesson in this whole series. I learned this one the hard way, so you do not have to. My first proper houseplant, years ago, before I knew any of this, leaves started yellowing, lower ones first. I did what everyone does. I watered it more yellow, so I watered it more because clearly it was still thirsty. Round and round we went for a few weeks, me being diligent, the plant getting worse. Eventually, I tipped it out of its pot to have a look. The roots were not white and firm the way healthy roots should be. They were brown, soft, and mushy, and there was a sour, stagnant smell coming off the compost. That is root rot, and I had caused every bit of it with my watering can and my good intentions. It was weeks of soggy soil that did it, not one big soaking. It is like a warning light on the bus. A new driver sees a light and just assumes it needs fuel and keeps topping up the tank while the real problem, maybe the coolant, gets worse. You have to read which light it is before you act. The plant was flashing a warning and I kept answering the wrong one. So, how do you actually tell the difference? You read the soil before you read anything else, and you do it with your hands, not your eyes. Push a finger right down into the soil, a good few centimeters, past the surface. The surface always dries first and lies to you. What is it like down where the roots are? If the plant is genuinely dry, you will get dry signals. The soil is dusty and crumbly, maybe pulling away from the side of the pot. Lift the pot and it feels surprisingly light. And when you do water, it runs straight through and out the bottom in seconds, because bone-dry soil cannot grab hold of it. Those all say drink. Now the wet signals, the ones people miss. The soil is cold, damp, and claggy, clinging to your finger like mud. The pot feels heavy, and it has felt heavy for days. There might be a sour or stagnant smell. Maybe green moss or slime on the surface, or a cloud of tiny black flies, fungus gnats, that love permanently wet compost. And there is often water sitting in the saucer underneath. If you get those signals and the plant is still yellow and wilting, do not reach for the can. That plant is not thirsty, it is drowning. Once you have felt the soil, the leaves give you a second opinion, because drought yellow and drowning yellow are not quite the same. When a plant is truly short of water, the yellowing and crisping tend to start on the oldest leaves and at the edges and tips first. The whole plant looks limp and tired, the soil is dry, and it perks up noticeably a few hours after a good drink. That last part is the giveaway. Genuine thirst is fixed by water. When a plant is overwatered, the pattern is different. You often get whole lower leaves going yellow and soft, sometimes dropping off, while the soil stays wet no matter how long you leave it. It does not perk up after watering. If anything, it sulks harder, and it comes with those wet clues from a moment ago, the heavy pot, the gnats, the smell. So put the two readings together, soil plus leaves. Dry soil, tired old leaves, quick recovery after watering, that is real thirst, so water it properly. Wet soil, yellow lower leaves, no recovery, sour smell, that is drowning, so back off and let it dry out. Let me give you the whole thing as a simple routine you can run on any yellowing plant, indoors or out. 4 steps, in order, every time. Step 1, feel the soil, deep down, not the surface. Dry and dusty, or cold and claggy. That one answer already points you one way or the other. Step 2, look at where the yellow started. Old outer leaves and crispy tips lean towards thirst. Whole lower leaves going soft lean towards drowning. Step 3, hunt for the wet clues. Lift the pot. Is it heavy? Have a sniff. Any sour smell? Any gnats? Any moss? Any water in the saucer? Every yes there pushes you towards overwatering. Step 4, decide, and then have the discipline to act on the diagnosis and not the panic. Dry means water it properly. Wet means put the can down and let it dry out and check that it is not sitting in a puddle. There is an old saying that fits gardening better than almost anywhere. Do not just do something, stand there. When the leaves go yellow, the worst thing you can do is act fast on a guess. Feel first, then act. A lot of overwatering is not really about water at all. It is about worry. A plant looks a bit off. You feel you should do something, so you water it, again, just in case. The watering can become a way to feel useful. One thing that genuinely helped me was taking that anxious hand out of the loop for the plants outside. This is the kit I run on my own tap, the Johgee 4-zone timer. A small hub sits indoors by the router and sends a set, steady amount to each zone on a schedule. So I am not topping things up on a whim every time I walk past. Be honest though, a timer will not diagnose anything for you. Set it too generous, and it overwaters just as happily as a nervous gardener. You still have to feel the soil and set it sensibly. It takes the panic out of your hand. It does not replace your finger. If you find this genuinely hard to call, do not feel daft. It is one of the most asked questions in gardening, full stop. There is a post on the UK gardening forums, just 2 words in the title. underwater or overwater, with a photo of a sad yellowing plant. It pulled in the best part of 900 upvotes and nearly 300 replies, and the replies are split right down the middle. Half the gardeners are certain it is thirsty, the other half are just as certain it is drowning. Experienced people, looking at the same picture, coming to opposite conclusions. And that is the whole point of this episode. You genuinely cannot tell from the photo. You cannot tell from the leaf. The only person who can diagnose that plant is the one standing next to it, who can push a finger into the soil, lift the pot, and have a sniff. The camera never captures the one piece of evidence that actually decides it. So the next time yours goes yellow, do not put it to a vote. Go and read the soil.